Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first and probably only book review that I'm ever going to do on this channel. The books in question are the Star Wars Republic Commando series, the book series that goes along with the game. And before we get started, I want to say, first off, please pick up a copy of these books. They are wonderful reads, and while not what I would consider great classic literature, they do stand on their own. They do stand on their own merits, and I cannot recommend them enough. That said, let's go ahead and get to the review. I'm going to do my best to keep this as spoiler-free as possible, and I do want to warn you right now, if you do pick up the books, you will probably not agree with a lot of the conclusions that the author's characters come to. If you're looking for just a general overview of is this book good or is it bad, I'm going to give it an 8.5. It's not perfect, but it tackles a lot of issues that are both near future for us here in real life and are a reality within the Star Wars universe. In terms of family friendliness, I'm going to recommend it as a 5 out of 10. This book is really meant for a more mature audience. I would say definitely 15 or older. There is some foul language within the book. It is the story of a group of military men, and not nice men either. These are guys who you send out to do assassinations. These are guys who you send out to torture people for information. This is not comfortable stuff. But it is stuff that we need to think about and debate amongst ourselves. Otherwise, this kind of stuff could spread. And so, a lot of these characters are going to make choices that you will not agree with. And that's okay. If that was all you're looking for, you don't have to keep watching. It's an 8.5 out of 10, a 5 out of 10 in terms of family friendliness. However, let's get on to the first book. The first book is Star Wars Republic Commando Hard Contact. This is the closest you will get to a straight-up novel of just a good, fun, happy time. This one covers a single squad, Omega Squad. They're a counterpart to Delta Squad from my Star Wars Republic Commando playthrough, which the gameplay is actually playing in the foreground. Omega Squad is about a bunch of clones that they used to be one squad. They used to be each part of their own squad. However, at Geonosis, because of bad commanding, that got taken away from them. And they lost their families because of bad commanding. And that's how they look at their brothers, as families. And so they're now placed on a squad with perfect strangers after losing pretty much the only people that they had known for 10 years. And there's real questions of brotherhood and duty that are raised in Hard Contact. The story is complex, and there's a lot that goes into it, but that's about all I'm willing to say about Hard Contact, other than it is the most straightforward of all of the books. After Hard Contact is True Colors. True Colors continues the story of Omega Squad, while at the same time bringing in Delta Squad and Omega Squad's main character, former sergeants as the main characters. This is 000 brings that's the name of the second book, brings a lot more difficult questions, like what should be allowed in terms of cloning, in terms of slavery, in terms of torture. It forces you to look at these questions and say, what is worth my perfect little world where nothing bad happens? Is this the cost of that? And you also see terrorist groups. You see what some people feel is necessary to fight terrorist groups. And these, because that's the threat that they're facing. They are facing in an urban environment a terrorist group that will stop at nothing to destroy the Republic. And you have these feelings of frustration because you're not allowed to do what you want because you're a clone. You have discrimination. You have all of this stuff comes to a boiling point, and you see the start of that. You see the slow, you see it as it slowly starts to build these feelings of injustice. Next one is True Colors, and True Colors deals with directly with the loss of a squad mate. What happens when you lose a squad mate? And from a military standpoint, it also deals with more of slavery and cloning. Is it right? Is it wrong? What is the morality behind cloning? What in the future will be accepted in terms of cloning? And what are the links that we take? What links are we willing to go to right the injustices?
Yeah! Have some of that! 6-2 ready to go, sir. I'm linking up to your HUD, boss.
Is it worth being... Is it worth fighting fire with fire and to overcome injustice? Is it worth doing terrible things to ensure that wrongs that should never have been allowed that should never have been allowed to happen in the first place? Is it right to sink to that level to correct those wrongs? This is how I read that book, at least. Some would say it's that there are different themes there, and I'm not going to get into a big argument about that. But in the broadest context possible, that is how I thought. And the reason I'm using such broad things is because I don't want to spoil it for you. Because this is one that you need to be able to think through yourself and read. The next one in the series is Star Wars Republic Commando Order 66, and it deals with it and True Colors deal with where do the Jedi go wrong? Do the Jedi deserve what happens to them in Order 66? As well as themes of treason. At what point is a government no longer worth
uploading and linking with your visor, sir.
Worth your loyalty? Are there times where the government isn't worth your loyalty? And it wraps all of these questions in themes of morality along with fatherhood. Fatherhood plays a huge role from 000 to the last book in the series, which is Star Wars Republic Commandos. No, Star Wars Imperial Commandos 501st.
Activity in the hangar suggests that they are unaware of your presence.
And that story shows the aftermath of treason.
Watch my back for a
What is the
Almost done here.
what is the correct response
Whenever you're ready.
after treason? What is what is necessary to be a good father in a situation where you feel like you have had to betray your own government? What is the morality of rebellion?
Destroy them. Target uploaded to your objective tracker.
Is there any morality in rebellion? And also themes of, and all of this is painted on a canvas of family. What is family worth? What is the family unit worth? Or is maybe not the family unit, maybe not the family unit that you were born with, but the one that you choose to have? What is that worth?
It's getting a little dark here.
And Republic Commandos dives deep into all of these questions. It really makes you think about all of these questions within a wonderfully action-packed story. All of this morality, all of these morality and philosophical questions that the book asks are all framed within a story that could easily be the next Hollywood blockbuster if it weren't in Star Wars. Because something tells me that Disney is never going to allow Republic Commandos story to exist. Because within their Star Wars universe, because it does deal with such dark things. It deals with torture. It deals with suicide. It deals with
Delta Lead, you need to keep your squad focused and
it deals with fatherhood. It deals with abuse, and it also deals with the moralities of genetic engineering, the moralities of cloning.
Geonosians are aware of your presence.
And somehow Karen Travis was able to put that framework of philosophical and moral ideas all within a book that is so action-packed and so
Delta Lead, Coordinate 07 is now in your vicinity.
almost stereotypically gritty war novel.
07 locking into your HUD, sir.
It's
Getting acquainted
amazing.
with the locals, eh, Sev?
I highly recommend giving it a read, guys. I cannot recommend it enough. If you're looking for books of a similar nature, to compare it to, it's a mix of Tom Clancy, J.R.R. Tolkien, and your philosophy textbook from college. The Clancy comes from having the story about soldiers and about war. The Tolkien, Karen Travis literally builds the Mandalorian language within these books. And it's incredibly interesting, and I think she even gives like her own alphabet so that you can create more words. I will warn you that the series never got completed. There was some difficulties between Karen Travis and the Star Wars management at the time. But even without being completely finished, it still is an excellent book series, and I highly recommend it. So if you liked this one, if you want to see more, I'm probably not going to be doing another book review for quite a while. if ever, on this channel. But if you want more, check out my Patreon page. Links in the description. Also, like and subscribe. I can always use more of that. If you want to leave a comment, leave a comment. Yeah, I think that's it. In the meantime, guys, live long and prosper. May the force be with you. May the odds be ever in your favor. May the drinks be ever in your flavor. May Batman never need to visit your house at midnight. Same thing with Chuck Norris. Have a great day. Stay safe, guys. Read the books. They're excellent, and they go along excellently with the game. Take care. Bye.